Happy New Year everyone. It's the 1st of January here in New Zealand. Everyone in the Northern Hemisphere is preparing for the turn. We've done it. It's perfectly fine. Hat. Welcome to my first video of 2019 where I'm setting the scene for my bonkers year of stitching. The reason there is a silly hat on my head is that I'm going to need it. My locks, it's quite hot. So, I decided sometime late last year that I would completely change my rotation for this year. I initially had a plan, and then I saw talk of an app in Stitch Mania and on a few floss tube videos, and then on a booktube video I saw somebody who spins a wheel and chooses her books, and I went, ooh, I quite like that idea. So how can I make that work for me? So I came up with a hat and a big bucket of orange ping pong balls. So my plan for this year is to every fortnight draw a ball out of this hat, to draw 7 altogether. Yeah, that's not 7, that's 4, I know. I was out last night. Draw 7 balls out of the hat, and each project will get 2 days, and that is my fortnight stitching. That means that I will only know a fortnight in advance what I'm stitching, and it opens up loads of new starts basically. So I thought in this video I would show you all the balls and categories that I have chosen already, stick them in here, and we'll do the first drawing because I don't know what I'm meant to be stitching today, and it's already after lunch. So let's give it a go. I've just noticed the shape of that. Never mind, it should be big enough. Right, excuse me. So I feel like I'm all over the place, and I probably am, and I will probably have to record this, but we'll just give it a go. So the first ball into the hat says free. I'm sure it's the right way around for you. I've got a little legend of what everything means until I've got it all in my head. So this means this is a free choice, so a bit like the 4 free days that I had in my rotation last year. I can choose anything I want to stitch on the 2 days that I will have free in my rotation, or I could not stitch at all. It's entirely up to me. It's a free choice. The next one says, it does say PB even though it looks like P8, which is a bus probably in England. So this is project bag, so that means on the 2 days that I have for that ball I have to make a project bag, and I've got a whole heap of fabric because I only ever made one and never went back to make them again, so I'm determined to have a few more project bags. So if I pick that ball I've got to make a project bag. Okay, I'll leave that one till later. Okay. This is VCNS, Viewer's Choice New Start. So, if I draw this ball out, I will then hold up 2 projects that are kitted, and I will ask you guys to decide which one of the 2 I should start, and I will leave it open for say 4 days, and that I will stitch that on the last 2 days of the fortnight. So there's plenty of time for you guys to make a choice. The one with the largest votes, you know what I mean. It's probably not a good idea to have done this after a night out on New Year's Eve. Anyway, alright, I'll leave that ball to the end. Okay, HRH-3. You can see why I kept saying it's bonkers. So this is Hawk Run Hollow. Now, for my big project, so the 5 whips that I'm carrying into this year that I showed in the video, the last video, I am allowing them 3 dips of the Santa's hat, if you like. So one of my concerns about doing it this way was that 2 days isn't enough to get anywhere. And so I thought the way to get round that for some of my bigger projects is to give them 3 goes. So if I draw out Hook Run Hollow, I'll write it down on my list and then I'll put the ball back in the hat, and if I draw it out again, that means it'll get 4 days per fortnight. So maximum of 3 chances to stitch to use this ball, if that makes sense. This is a hot mess. FP, focus piece. So again, what I have done is the 5 whips that I have brought into this year, I will rotate them monthly as the focus piece. So if in the 2 drawings per month, because I'm going to draw fortnightly, if this comes up, and it will only come up once, I haven't put a 3 next to it, so it'll be an extra 2 days. There's something in my, excuse me, that's a tooth. Don't ask. So if the focus piece comes up, then I will stitch on that for those 2 days, and I've already written out the order of the focus pieces on the back. So that's Orchard Valley Quilting Bee, Hook Run Hollow, Garden Club Series, Santa's Village, Lucy Calcutt, and the Haid when I eventually get it fully kitted and ready to go. Okay. PS is Prairie Schooler. I've decided that I want to have a Prairie Schooler piece on the go. So I've got one kitted up, and it will be sort of the one that's attached to this ball until it's finished. So I've got currently kitted up 6 projects. If I draw a new start that I choose or a new start that you choose, I need 3 potential projects kitted per fortnight. So I've got the first month covered, and I've got lots of other projects that are partially done, so it won't take long to finish them off. So hopefully I will keep up, and we'll see how we go. Okay, GCS Garden Club Series, and again, because it's one of the bigger ones, it's got the option of being drawn 3 times per fortnight. FFO, I have to fully finish a small that I've got. And see those pink drawers there, I have got a whole lot of little pieces like this. Well, I say a whole lot, there's about half a dozen. So if I draw out FFO, I have to fully finish this and its friends in the drawer. Okay, new start. So this is me choosing a new start. So I get to choose a new start and you get to choose a new start. Bonkers. Okay, SNL. So this is Silent Night Lane, and again it will get 3 options or chances to be pulled from the bag. This is the Haid. It's not fully kitted, so it won't actually go into the hat for the moment. It'll just stay in the container. Okay, JXS, Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. To complete a small from any of the Just Cross Stitch ornament issues, which is actually where this came from. This is a one, I don't know which year it was. I've got the DVD, the longer version of the DVD. I think there's 2 lengths of years. I've got the longer issue length, and I've got several hard copies as well from when that DVD ended. So I've got a wealth to choose from. M. Nope, that's a 3. This is a hot mess, and you're all going to go, why on earth are you doing this, girl? And I'm going to agree with you. Right, that can wait. I'll show that at the end. Don't roll away. It did. Okay. Lucy Calcutt, my sampler, and again she'll get 3 chances to be pulled from the hat. Orchard Valley Quilting Bee, 3 chances to be pulled from the hat. Ooh. Santa's Village, 3 chances to be filled from the hat. Okay. So, what I've also got, excuse me for bending down. I'll just put the hat down for a minute. So I've got 4 balls here that are numbered 1 to 4, And I thought rather than, alright, let me back the pony up a touch. The projects that I have chosen for all the new starts are not big projects, so I'm hoping that I can get a couple or 3 done over the course of the year. So I figured rather than name the ball, I would number the ball. So I've got 4 of them ready to go, and on the back of my cheat sheet card is the numbers 1 to 4, and I'll write down the name of the project that's currently for number 1, if that makes sense. So I'll put those in. No, I don't need to put them in because I haven't chosen. I almost feel like I should be doing this again, but I'm not going to be doing it again. Right, so there's my little thing, and we'll just jumble around and we'll give it a go. We'll pick 7 balls out. I'll write down what they are. I'll just secure that so it doesn't disappear. That's a good idea. And let's see what we've got. Right, I'm not looking. A prairie schooler. I can start the prairie schooler. I don't think it's got fabric. That won't be hard to remedy. Okay, I'll leave that out because that's only a 1 choice option. And we have got FP. Focus piece. Okay, so the first focus piece is Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. Orchard Valley QB. Okay. And that's only a 1 go, so I'll just leave that out. Yeah, that's the one I really want to work on making sure I get finished this year. Even though I've blown the rotation completely with doing it this way, I will still work really hard to get Orchard Valley Quilting Bee finished this year. Okay, Santa's Village, and because this one is allowed to be pulled 3 times, I'll stick it back in the hat. Get the hat a good jumble around, get that one out from the bottom. New start. I almost want to shift them around, so that's what I do today. It's a new start. And I haven't decided what it actually will be. I've got a loose idea, but we'll just see if I get viewer's choice first before I show you what the new start will be. Okay, again, because I only pull that one out once a fortnight, won't put it back in the bag. Hawk Run Hollow. It's working out well, they're all getting a go. And again, because this is, I can pull it out 3 times, I'll stick it back. Right, viewer's choice new start. Okay, so let's do this. I didn't actually quite grab them out. Let's shift that. Let's topple that. Let's shift that. Okay. Alright, we'll take that one and we will take, what's fitted? That one's fitted. Okay. Right, so this is you choosing for me. And as I say, I will leave this up for 4 days for me, so 4 nights from today. So for me it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Friday afternoon my time, Thursday night Northern Hemisphere time, I will collate the answers. So option 1, which is fully kitted and ready to go. And again, this will be for next week, so the other one still needs its fabric, but I've got time to get that. I'll do it on Friday. So option 1 is Sophia, Summer House Stitch Works. And I've even got, what's the code for fabric again? I actually got the code for fabric. De Bloom. This is my first piece of anything that looks like that, and I like the look of this, I have to say. I've seen primarily Nicole's needlework. Nicole stitches on a whole lot of over-dyed type fabrics, which are absolutely beautiful on her samplers. She picks amazingly. This is the first time I've ever had anything like this in my possession, and I am a little bit partial to that. Okay, so this stitch count is 82 by 84, so even if it's not picked very often, it should be finished this year. Okay, so that's choice 1. And these are all ones that I want to do. So when I show you choice 2, I'm not testing you. Alright, so I will leave that there. Choice 2 is one of the chapter house tiles from Modern Folk Embroidery. Can you guess what colour it's going to be? In Presidential Blue. I don't have the fabric for this, but I can pick that up on Friday, so I'm not worried about choosing this as an option. I'm leaning towards the bottom one, but if this is what you want to suggest for me to start, you can decide whether you think the top or the bottom. I like them both, and I will do them both ultimately. So that's choice 2. So what you need to put in the comments is that you choose for me to stitch either Sophia or a chapter house tile. Okay, and then I can only be picked once. The last fall of the 7 for this fortnight is Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. So she will actually get, do we call our charts him and her? Orchard Valley Quilting Bee will get 4 days over the next fortnight. Okay, so that's my 7. I'll recap, and I will also show you the Prairie School. Okay, that can go there. Right. This still needs its fabric too, which I will get. I might have to juggle around what days I stitch these actually. Alright, so the 7 choices for the fortnight. So one is Prairie Schooler, and this is the first one I've chosen to stitch, by the Chimney. It's the 2008 limited edition on the soft, but that's okay. I like that. So that's the Prairie Schooler. Then I've got the focus piece, which is Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. I'm not going to show those ones because I showed them in the last video 2 days ago. Then I've got Santa's Village. Then I've got the new start that I'm going to start, which I think will be this. It's all kitted ready to go. I've got the fabric and the threads. I haven't got the over-dyed threads, but they're both in Santa's Village, so I'll borrow out of that and then restock Santa's Village at the time. So yeah, Ornamental Joy, Country Cottage Needlework, so that will be my choice for a new start. Okay, I might just keep those handy. Then Hawk Run Hollow will get 2 days. Your Choice will get its 2 days, which will be next week sometime. And then Orchard Valley Quilting Bee will get another go. So that's it. So I know my 7 projects for the next fortnight, 2 days each, except for Orchard Valley, which will have 4 in total. And I probably will actually just start that today. I'll swap 1 and 2 balls around and just do Orchard Valley for 4 days straight, and then carry on with the rest of them. So that's how we're going to operate every fortnight. But I'm going to record weekly like I used to do last year until I muddled up at the end of the year. Because there'll be 4 projects a week at least, and there'll be haul, I'm going to obviously have to keep buying. Dear oh dear. My plan is now, when I buy of the charts that I put in my cart to buy, I have to fully kit one of them if it needs fancy floss. I'm going to that expense, even though I might have that one of those colours somewhere else. I am making sure, because it's not as easy for me to get fancy floss locally. If it requires DMC, then I will just get the chart and the fabric, and I'll get the DMC locally. I can do that here. So so there should be haul on a regular basis, because I'll have to keep up with the new start options. So yeah, I think that all makes sense. We're pushing 20 minutes. What do you think? I'm a little bit spacey about the whole thing. With that being said, I've decided that I'll do this at least for 3 months, and if I really become anxious about the number of starts that I've got, because that was one of my concerns about having multiple projects last year, if it really starts to make me anxious, I will pull the plug. It's not set in stone. I'll give it a go. It seems fun to me. I've got the time to do it because I care for my mother all day and all night. So we'll see. And as I said, if I don't like it, or there are just too many new starts that are not then being touched because of the luck of the draw, I'll pull the plug. Or I will carry on until September and then I'll stop the new starts. That's my plan B, if you like. So I'll carry on as we are. I'm happy with the way it goes, and then about September I'll pull out the new start balls, and we won't start anything else. We will just work on getting things done. I fully accept that my big things, my 5 big projects that I've taken into this year, and the Haid when it gets started, will go at snail's pace. I've resigned myself to that fact, but I thought this year at least, while I'm still looking after my mother at home, there's no risk of her being put into a home anytime soon. I've got the time to play and have some fun like this. I'll do it, and then next year we might do a year of no starts at all, she says, on the 1st of January 2019. We might just work on what we've got. We might still buy, there's nothing wrong with still buying, but we just might not start anything. Alright, I think I'll go. I've waffled enough. I shall play this back and see how coherent it is, and then I will get Orchard Valley Quilting Bee out and start some stitching. Thanks everyone, have a good evening. Bye.